I've got original artwork that was done of really in the house, and I've got some
Dudley Watkins?
Yeah, I've got some Bruce stuff also, and I have it framed, and I don't have it up on the wall yet because we've only got so many walls. The iconic one of Willie sitting
on his
bucket.
Absolutely.
And the button band and hand.
I know.
We're confusing our American.
No, there's like a Scottish echo chamber happening. Your accent's coming back now.
Yes.
You're saying I, which you never say. My young man.
Where are you from, by the way?
Inverness.
Inverness.
Aye.
He's it's a much more refined accent.
Yes, we're a wee bit rougher where we're from.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Are you kidding? Have you ever been to Inverness?
Actually, only as
Inverness or Aberdeen, the Aberdonians are the other.
Oh, those are hardcore.
I've only ever been like a
Sorry.
holiday. Okay, sorry.
Put it all up.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it'll be like
Good.
a director's cut or something.
What?
So, hello, Barrowmans.
Hello.
So, how does it feel to bring your sibling rivalry to San Diego Comic-Con?
We're excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally awesome.
I've only been poking them a little bit.
Only a little. Well, it's
That
Friday
really
yet.
sounds creepy.
I don't get this right. You can cut that, right?
No. I arrived yesterday, and my day started at 1 o'clock, I think it was. I'm looking at my assistant Kelsey over there, and she's nodding.
Yeah.
And then Carole was already here the night before.
I was working on notes that I had gotten from him on the next forward
issue.
And I was actually writing in my room with very loud music on.
Yeah, and so it's been good, and we've done a lot of walking around so far. I've already, the first day, I don't know if you follow me on social media, but I went out in a Star Wars dress and a Kylo Ren helmet with a lightsaber. Nobody knew it was me.
Really?
And
I feel like I've seen you wear this before, though.
No, that was the TARDIS dress, and also
he has many dresses.
I did
the helmet, yeah?
Yeah, I did. But that was Darth Vader.
Oh, Vader. Pardon. Yeah.
So I've got little other costumes, and I had little bustles underneath, so I looked like I had Kim Kardashian's booty, which was good.
Oh, yeah.
And I was dancing, and it was a lot of fun because no one knew who it was. Then I took the helmet off the last minute. They're like, "Oh my God, Barrowman!"
Did you get swarmed?
No, people are cool.
Right?
I get people coming up and asking for autographs, but because I'm not a dickhead, right?
And he likes to be he's a fan.
And I'm a fan. You guys allow me to walk around and do my fan stuff too, and I do still take pictures with people.
That's great.
But if we're on the floor, they don't like me to do it because it can cause a crowd issue.
I was going to say, yeah, there's like some fire exit issues.
Correct.
I'm sure at a certain time. Awesome. Well, I was going to ask, John, you're a very public person. You're one of the most fan-involved, oriented stars in, I'd say, the Doctor Who universe. Right? But what's it like bringing your sister into this spotlight with you now, into this Doctor Who world?
Well, the thing is that Carole and I, when we were younger, she was a fan of Doctor Who also, and we used to actually, because she had just gone off to university when we moved to the States, and I used to stay up on a Sunday night and I would watch the...
I'm much older than him, even though I know it's hard to tell.
Even though she doesn't look it. We used to stay up, and I would watch Doctor Who on the local PBS channel, WTTW Chicago, and you should always support your PBS channels in the cities of where you're living. And after we'd watch the marathon the next day, because it was too late, she was still up partying probably, but I had to go to bed, we would then talk about the Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah.
So we were always connected in that way, and to bring her in to the world, that when I got involved in it, just seemed a logical progression because we were writing my autobiography, and I said, if anyone's going to write it, it's my sister, because I've been given the kind of gift of being on television, and it's the dream of my life, and Carole wanted to be an author, and so I thought, well, let's give someone else their dream, and we did the books together. The first book was in 13 weeks on the bestseller list.
Yeah. But I think
some of our other books, I'm plugging a book.
Yes,
some of our other books have gone into the bestsellers.
He went Scottish when he said he was plugging.
But it's so it seemed the progression that when we were doing something to do with just me, to bring her in, but that's how she got involved in the Captain Jack, because she spent 3 to 4 months on set with me on Doctor Who and Torchwood.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were there the whole time, even before we sort of met you and John's life and career. You were still there.
I've been there
She's
since
there
the beginning,
all the time.
Yes, in fact, that season of Torchwood, they gave me my own chair.
Yeah, they did.
Remember that?
Choose your swap.
I was there
Your
and
name
sitting
on
on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
my
but
own
it said
chair.
Carole Barrowman on one side, and it said on the other side, nagging big sister.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, so that was that was really really funny. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, there kind of has to be like double the pressure then as a star of Doctor Who and a fan to sort of deliver a convincing and exciting Torchwood story. How do those differing points of view inform your writing? And I guess you as an author and a Doctor Who fan.
Well, I think, first of all, when our collaboration is really a collaboration in the sense that we're, in the whole process we go back and forth, but I do all the writing.
She does, yeah. I don't take.
He's got a lot of talent, but he's not a writer.
No, I can't form this. I can tell the story, and then I go, just write it.
Yeah, so we collaborate a lot in the beginning, and we end up with like outlines and the whiteboard in my room with the post-it notes, and he'll call me and we'll call back and forth. And figure out where the arc is going. But you really have to let a writer move with the characters. So anytime there's a big change, then I'll send it to him and he'll give me notes, and the editor gives me notes. Sometimes his notes are worse than what I get from our editors, because he doesn't cut it, he doesn't pull any shit.
I little brother them.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't sugarcoat. But
do you get a big red pen out?
No, I just.
No, he texts me.
I text and I
then
say.
it's like this big list.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not saying exact things that we did, but something like, for instance, don't like the black. Do that in green. Make the eye smaller. And
I thought we were gonna
by
do
the
this
way,
with this.
didn't like what you wore last night on the TV show you were doing.
And scene.
End scene. And she'll write, and then it's like I was saying earlier, she then writes back, but did you like
Any of
the beginning? And I'm like, well, yeah, but why would I tell you what I liked? We need to
always
fix.
time,
We need to
right.
fix what we're arguing about.
I think that's the difference maybe with siblings working together than if we were, like a regular collaborative team.
Right.
Because maybe you'd couch it a little differently.
Your
but
egos
it's
are
like,
kind of
who's
out the
got-
door already.
No, and we know each other too well,
Oh,
and if
maybe
there is.
not.
I know what her poop smells like.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
And I
She
know
knows what
his.
my poop smells
Right.
like.
I used to change his diaper.
That is
Oh.
a big thing, right? Yeah.
No, not my poop. My poop is not a big thing.
Or his diapers.
Um,
Well, his diapers were.
I feel sorry for Andrew, our editor.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he is the one that I was in New York, Carole was in Minnesota. And
Yes,
we were
yes.
on the phone doing notes, and that we sent the notes to Andrew, who was in the UK. Granted, it was 4 o'clock, and we're walking down the High Line in New York City, sightseeing. My husband
at a
and I,
zoo in
and she's at a zoo in
Minnesota with my
Minnesota.
kids.
Right.
Notes going back for it. It's 8-hour time
Right.
difference, so it's like midnight
Yeah.
for Andrew,
Yeah.
who then had to stay up all night and do the notes
Yeah.
and change it. And one of the big ones, you'll laugh at this, because the picture, when they sent the final draft, and I looked at it, the coat was short, and I said, Jack doesn't wear a Burberry. It's a military long coat. And it was like a really short, and I said, you cannot print this,
No.
because that's iconic.
Yeah.
You have to fix
Fans
it.
would be really all over
I went, how could you miss it? But those are the kind. So poor
Right.
Andrew had to stay up all night, and then other notes in it he went through and fixed, because some of the Easter eggs that we decided to put in here, we wanted to make sure they were specific, because being fans ourselves, we know that being specific really gets the reader going,
Yeah.
and
It's important.
And
there's
we're really big in creating.
That's the expectation, I guess. Is
Yes.
You're insiders, so maybe
That's right.
in another author's hands.
I'm gonna
but-
do this right. You're gonna see a page if you haven't seen it. But I love the boat because this is another one of our arguments, but it's a good one. It's K92,
Right.
but I call it K911. But it's
Which you didn't
it's
know,
a-
being from Scotland, you don't have 911.
Well, no, we
but-
live
no,
here, so we
no,
know
no.
that. But
No, it's kind of deliberate. But the thing is, it's an homage to K9.
K9, of
Yeah,
course.
right.
No, yes.
But we did have a big debate over that boat, because I had originally thought in the script that it should be more steampunk, and so his note back on that was it shouldn't be so steampunk. It should be the Ice Maiden itself can be
It should look like a
steampunk,
dog.
but it should look kind of like a dog, but be slick.
Oh,
And
that's nice.
so then he sent me like 32,000 images of Mercedes boats.
And one of my husband's penis that accidentally got in.
Oh,
there,
Yeah.
wow.
which
That's
was
not
kinda-
in the comic.
That's not
That is
in
not
the comic.
But
However,
having lived with them for a long time.
Titan, has said to me, if we want to do a project, we could do a John and Scott comic.
Really?
Oh
Like a romance
my
comic.
God.
Would that not
Tom
be?
and Scott the
I
romance
am-
comic.
Would that not be awesome?
I have enough ews in my head as it
He
is.
changed his
without that.
diaper. Come on. It's
Oh
just
my God.
added grossness.
There would be no diaper changing in that comic. Thank you very much.
Sure.
That is not my thing.
Today.
But we should say, and we keep saying Andrew, it's Andrew James,
Yes.
who's a senior editor, and all the artists that were working on this. And Tommy Lee has just been a friend. Tommy Lee Edwards has been a friend of ours for a very long time, and he's a fan, and he's just such a great artist.
The
And
thing again, you know,
he
it's,
squeezed this cover into his schedule.
I
for
am
us.
not, I'm not being an ego head when I say this, but I kind of am because I'm really proud of it that we are able to do this and bring the new Torchwood alive and bring Jack back. But we are also working with people, with Titan, with Tommy Lee, with the other artists, with you know, Andrew again. Everybody is a fan.
Right.
And when you have all of these fans together with the passion doing it, that's why you get awesome shit like
Right.
this. And it's just amazing.
Well, I was going to ask, you know, like what Torchwood fans can expect from this because it's sort of, you know, takes place after Miracle Day. Like, are Jack and Gwen like any less depressed? Because it's kind of, we used to call it Torturewood when we watched
Well,
it.
here's the thing. Here's the
Sad all the time.
Here's the thing. That was not
Right?
That was not the Torchwood that we liked best,
Oh,
shall
really?
we say.
Okay.
And so what happened is when we got permission to do Exodus Code, which is our Captain
Right.
Jack novel, it had to go through all the powers that be at the BBC, et cetera, et cetera.
Stars, everybody.
But the one person that we really wanted to be okay with it was Russell Davies.
Okay.
And so
Maybe
Russell,
involved a little bit.
Russell
yes.
D. Oh, yeah,
He approves everything,
Oh, wow.
even this.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so Russell came back and said, it's awesome, I love it, but then he did say, he said it has to be set after Miracle Day, so Exodus Code had to be set after Miracle Day. And he said there's certain characters you can't do and touch,
Right.
and he said there's also certain things that we don't want to touch again. And so we respected that.
And we ran with it.
And we ran with it. And there's a couple of little things we did, and we're not going to give any spoilers because
Okay.
Exodus Code is an awesome book.
Right.
And so when we did this, we decided, let's take all these great characters that we put in Exodus Code that I think really live up to Torchwood and bring them forward. So this actually takes place after.
Right.
Miracle Day.
Exodus Code is after Miracle
After
Day,
Miracle Day.
and this is after Exodus
Exodus
Code.
Okay.
It's characters that I know and Carole knows that the fans will love, they'll
Right.
connect with.
Right.
They're real.
Yeah.
They're not, you know, I say Hollywood, you know, cardboard cutouts. They're people.
Right.
And we like to think that we've tapped into that, knowing with that's what people liked about some of the other characters in the Torchwood world.
We brought the humor back a
Brought
bit.
the humor
so
back a
it's
bit.
not
It's
torture.
funny, and it's in the comic, so it's not, you know, tortured wood. I like that though.
That is
There are some things we're going to touch upon. For instance, all I'll say is face of Beau.
Oh, really? Excellent.
And then I'll just
She's yelling at me before.
no, but that's all. And you know, as Carole said earlier, you don't know who's telling the story.
Okay.
It could be Jack. It could be somebody else.
Yeah.
So
Could be us.
So as
it
the
could be
series
just
goes
us.
on, you're kind of going to figure
Yeah,
this out.
well, we already kind
Like
of
the, I mean, the
We
readers
know,
will
we
figure
know,
it out.
we know. But there's other things. There's a lot of spoilers in the, not spoilers. There's a lot of Easter eggs in
Okay.
there that are teasing to things that people will know that are in my life, that are in her life, that we are connected to together.
Their personal lives, you mean?
Very personal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the dog.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a real dog.
Yes.
This is a real
Yes.
dog that exists.
And there's also, I
Oh no,
think-
sorry, a real dog that did
Did
exist.
exist,
Oh.
yes. The other
No,
thing.
but he was a great dog.
He was great.
That's
He had a good
why.
life.
That's why I want him to live in
So now
comics.
he's living
Yes.
on, yes.
Well, and I think fans who follow us sort of, you know, as siblings and the work that we do together, you know, there's certain things they know about us and about, you know, the sort of aggravation we give each other and all that good stuff. So they'd expect to have layers of things,
Right.
and we like to read comics that
Right.
have those kind of layers where you might read it really fast for the plot, but then you go back and you
Rereadability is high.
Yes, and you just
You're looking at
What-
yes, and we like those kind of comics.
Read the words first.
Yeah.
If you're, however you look at it, or look at the pictures, but then go back and do the opposite, because there's a lot of detail in the artwork, and that's what the artists are awesome with, and
Yeah.
just it's a
there-
rich, full comic.
I have to ask, is there like any temptation to kind of direct? You sort of are not totally in control of your own image the way you would be when you're on screen. Is there any sort of drive to maybe give notes to the artist on how you appear?
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
Oh,
are you
God,
kidding?
yes.
You think he doesn't do
Are you?
that?
Of course. Of course. There are certain things about Jack that just, oh my God, you've opened the can of worms
Okay,
there.
here we go.
No, but that to me, like I said, I travel all over the world. I meet all of the fans. And one of the things, and again, it's gonna sound an ego thing, but it's just the reality. Although the writing and the TV show is awesome, and the writing and the stories, and that's the core of the show itself, I'm not taking that away at all, but we as the people bring the characters to life and bring those words to life, so people expect when they look at Jack, they want to see this face, right? This face.
Right, I like the
So
move.
I make sure that it looks like I look.
Yeah.
If we go back in time, we have to look like I looked back then, and that's in the
it's all
comic.
there.
It's all there. It's very particular, like the dimple in the
dimple.
chin,
There's
the
certain
butt chin.
things I know I have to say in the panels when Jack appears, because we've worked together long enough. So I have to say, the eyes have to be blue, the jaw can't be too squared, but you gotta see an obvious jawline. You gotta give him a butt chin. And I mean, there's like, I've got like
And a
4.
massive bulge.
Yeah,
Right.
I do not put that in the list.
Right. He sneaks it in.
Package is not on my bailiwick.
It's in mine.
Right, so,
It's your baby.
but yeah, and then if somehow the artist needs a little, and also, and those of you who know the comic world know this, that as the writers of the script, we put together image pages.
Yeah.
So we spend a lot, in fact, we probably spend way more time picking images. This is one of the great things about having a gay brother, because a lot of times we spend a lot of time looking over pictures of men that could be
Yeah, characters. And
characters for
like also Jack's definition of his arms had to be a certain way. Hollis. Hollis. I'm like, he's got to be grand in stature, and he's got to have huge shoulders, the kind that you'd want to like hold on and ride for 3 hours.
So then we spend
So then-
3 hours,
3 hours.
looking on our
Finding
you're
the perfect
looking
rideable
for
arms.
Jack for rideable arms, you know,
And
because
my husband will,
both our husbands.
my husband will walk in and go,
It's a family.
he'll go, what are you looking at? Ooh, they're cute. She's cute. And then
Whereas my husband will walk by and he'll look and he'll say, because I'm married but not dead yet.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Well, you know, just to wrap, I wanted to ask.
it's
I
an
heard
excuse
a
to look
rumor.
at porn.
Wait, I'm sorry.
It's an excuse just to look
Oh,
at
well.
porn on the
Do you
computer.
need an excuse?
We're doing research.
Mom, if you're listening to this, we've never looked at porn in our lives.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
God. Well, I had to ask, just to wrap. So I heard a rumor there's maybe some talks about more Torchwood happening on screen. You're kind of pushing for that.
Of course
Is there
I'm-
any- What can you tell us?
I'm pushing for it. I know I've been told that there are certain obstacles and little challenges that are in front of us, but I don't see them as a no. I see them as a way to figure out how to make it work, because, and I say this, and I say this in my panels, if anyone's going to push hard enough to try to bring Jack back to the screen, because I know there's a hunger for him out there, it's going to be me. And all I'll say, I need your help. You need to make the comic work. You need to make things popular. I know he is already, but you got to do it, and you help us, because I am moving forward with it, and I'm starting the ball rolling.
Excellent.
yes.
I'm so glad to hear that. Well, John, Carole Barrowman, thank you so much for talking to us.
You're
to
welcome.
Honest Beat
Welcome.
Readers.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Look at porn.
Good Willie.
No!